Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 36 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I am getting ready to do cool stuff. Last episode we wrapped up talking about my plans for automating these reinforced slates, and today those automation plans come to fruition. So, gonna be smelting up some more smooth stone in preparation for this build. We have a lot to set up. So I'm trying to wrap my head around exactly how this is gonna work, because I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna want a phantom face for this. My only problem is that I'm not entirely sure how well this is gonna work out. So this is gonna be a tricky build because I want it to both look good and be in a good place. And I want these items to be accessible that are gonna be crafted here to my refined storage system. And the problem with that is I'd really, if I can, like to avoid having another network receiver and transmitter setup from refined storage. So we're gonna have to figure out a good way to accomplish that. So that's why I'm thinking phantom face, but I'm not really sure. We'll find out. So lots of mobs dying over here, which is nice to see. We're up to 735,000 LP. Maybe 1 million is the limit for a tier 4 orb. I kind of forget. But we'll see. I might want to turn the lights on for a minute. So let's turn the lights on down there so that we don't have any more mobs spawning for a minute. That is so cool, by the way. And let's figure out how we're going to set this up. So you're already phantom faced to, I'm pretty sure, the blood altar, right? So we can transfer items in and out. Basically what we want to do is pipe items out of the filter, or out of this guy, and we want to route them somewhere. Now the range on the phantom face is 16. And I think I can bump that up a little bit. 16 might not be too bad. To where we're going to send it to. So I'd like it to be like down here, and maybe it can be in here. So if we put the half drawer here, that looks cool. Can we phantom face the output to this guy? That's going to be the question that we want to ask ourselves. I want an item conduit set up, so that's going to be good. Blood magic. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see if this is a good enough range. Cool. I'll put my magnet on for the time being. Already filling up my inventory, but that's fine. So phantom face. This might be more than 16 blocks. If it is, meh. If it's not, meh. It's gonna be fine. We'll figure it out. So let's bind you to here. Hey, it's connected. Nice. Okay, cool. So let's also lock this dude real quick so that you know exactly what's allowed in you, which is nice. And then we will put this thing back up here, and that looks pretty good. I like that. So I'm excited that that range was good. Let's set up this thing. Now we don't need to set up any filters, right? So on the north face, we're going to extract always active. And on the down face, we're going to insert, right? Now, because it's locked, it's not going to try and move this orb. So let's turn the lights off down there for a minute. You know what? It doesn't matter. We'll leave the lights on. Let's do this. Yoink. Wow, that filled that up a lot. That filled it up a lot. That filled up the altar completely. How cool is that? Did you see that? That's insane. Like, the altar's not big enough. It's probably because I have more health, right? Remember, like, I've got on my chest plate here the healthy level 4. By the way, we could either upgrade this. We're going to play with this chest plate a little bit more in the future to do cool stuff. But let's, for now, in fact, I do want to continue with the setting of this guy. So let's set you on the north to run without signal, which means that if you're getting a signal, like you are now, it's not allowed to run. Cool. So if we do this, I want to get one of each type of thing. So that's the first tier. We've already got the second tier, right? Reinforced slate. So let's get tiers 3 and 4, which is imbued and demonic. And let's put the sigil. Where'd he go? There he is. So we can keep an eye on our LP storage. So that's tier 2, right? That should be tier 3. And then this will be tier 4. 1. I like how much faster it is, by the way. 2. I forget how much we need for tier 4. It's 15,000 LP for tier 4. So we're probably going to want to do this real fast. And it won't be allowed to progress to tier 5 because it's not a tier 5 altar. So that's not a big deal, right? It goes much faster at the higher tiers, by the way. There we go. Nice. I'm debating if I even want to auto stock tier 4s. Because it's getting 4 stacks of these is a lot. What do we need it for? The Ritual Diviner, Rune of Augmented Capacity. Maybe. We could have it instead of a full 4 stacks because we're turning it off at the redstone signal. No, I think we have to do what we're doing. Acceleration rune, charging rune. I don't even know what charging rune does. That's new to me. I don't know what that is. Ritual Tinkerer. Yeah. So you don't really need tier 4s. So I might skip tier 4. We shall see about tier 4. We might add this later, but for the sake of right now, I think we're going to make it only up to tier 3, and then maybe we'll add tier 4 in a minute. But in order to do this, let's put away these filters and things that we don't need. This chest can go away, and the drawer. And then I want 4 stacks of cobble, if I may. 4 full stacks. And we'll put this in the bottom right drawer. So this is full now. He can't fit any more cobble into him. Cool. And what this should do is we'll put this emit signal guy in here. And it'll emit a redstone signal for the least full stack, which will be good. Let's get a conduit real quick. I think that would be nice. I'd like to have a conduit just so we can kind of visually see this. So let's get the redstone conduits out of our system here. Cool. And I'm thinking what I'm going to want is another wireless transmitter receiver from RF Tools. Because I'm going to need to send that signal back to the thing that's moving stone into the system, right? And we're probably going to want to adjust that number a little bit with a subtractor. So this might be a little bit more complex redstone than we're thinking, but we'll get there in a minute. Cool. So let's do timer, counter, transmitter, and receiver, right? We're definitely going to want 2 of these. Transmitter. We're going to want 2 redstone blocks. Transmitter, check. I know we're going to want 2 comparators. Redstone receiver, check. Cool. And then these guys will be channel 3. Cool. Just make sure they're both channel 3, and then we're good. Back to Blood Magic Key area. So down here, we're going to want to emit a redstone signal for the least full. Now, when there's at least 1 in here, it's going to be emitting a redstone signal. So let's do blank slate is tier 1. Imbued slate and reinforced slate. Imbued is 3, right? So let's do this guy for slot 2, reinforced slate. This guy for slot 3 is a imbued slate. And this one that's currently cobble will eventually be the tier 4 slate, which will probably upgrade after we kind of get this working. But for now, I want this to kind of be blocked because I want to demonstrate with the basics. So the next thing we're going to want to measure is the redstone signal output here, right? So if we were to put this on here, he might be emitting a redstone signal already based on his fullness, if you will. So let's see, are you? Nope, not yet. Okay, that's cool. Let's try actually. Will you output out the back? Oh, you are. Okay, nice. Well, that's cool. Good deal. All right, I don't know why it wasn't reading it like that. Maybe it doesn't output out the top. That might be the case. But this is cool. So we have a redstone signal of 1. So now what we're going to want to get is a way to modify that redstone signal so that it's less. There's a couple ways to do that in mod. Super Circuit Maker has a way, but it's tricky. I think there's a block from Draconic Evolution. Is it called the potentiometer? Yes, and all it needs is a little bit of draconium dust, so it's actually really easy to make. The potentiometer is cool because it's basically going to emit a redstone signal at whatever amount you want. So emit a redstone signal of 1, sure. Emit a redstone signal of 2, sure. 3, whatever. Right click to increase, so now it's emitting a signal of 12 or 15. Shift right click to decrease. Isn't that cool? Plus it looks really awesome. So what we're gonna want is a comparator, right? In subtract mode. Because right now we're emitting a redstone signal of 1, which if we fed that over to our machine that stops things, it'll automatically stop, even though we've only got like 1 or 2 of each thing. We want to like subtract a certain amount, right? So we put a comparator down in subtract mode, and I think what we want to do, so that when we're emitting a redstone signal, let's get a little bit more redstone for this. So if we had a lever, okay, so it's 15 going in. This guy is set to what? 10, and it's 5 going out, right? So it's subtracting the 10, right? So right now, let's say, you know, not exactly what I want to have happen. You know, I think it emits on all sides, so it actually doesn't matter which way it faces, right? Yeah, it emits on all 4 sides of the block. So it doesn't have to face any particular direction, which is fine. So right now, right, this is the signal that would be coming out, a signal strength of 1. So by putting this on the subtract side and making it like 14, for example, it won't emit a signal on the opposing side until we're getting a full signal strength of 15. You ready? Boom. And now it's emitting a signal of 1. So that's how we want to set this up. And that's how we can say, don't emit a redstone signal until you're totally full instead of just a little full. So what we'll want here is basically the potentiometer set to 14, right? And this guy will be the comparator in subtractor mode, right? And then we'll be getting a redstone signal out here. So you are doing what now? Say what? That's why. Cool. So you're set to 14. He was giving a redstone signal to the block, which was affecting this. You're set to 14. You're emitting a 1, so it's doing 1 minus 14, which is off, obviously. See, now it's a 1 because it's 1 coming out of here minus 0 is 1. 1 minus 14 is 0, obviously. And then we'll probably just want to put our redstone transmitter right here. Okay. And then we should be able to go over to this guy. Yep. Yeah, you do. Nice. Okay. So let's set this thing, right, to be 0. Okay, meaning that you're now emitting a redstone signal to this. And what this should do, if we have everything configured properly, we will put our receiver here, rotated to face the transfer node. Do you need a block under your receiver? No, you don't. Awesome. Okay. Now remember, there's several things that can stop this transfer node from sending items in. A, if we don't have enough LP in here. I forget what the level is, but we're about to eliminate that possibility because it's full. Cool. Dum-de-dum. B would be if we ran out of stone. Obviously, it wouldn't transfer stone. The other one is the lever being on manually, stopping it. So we'll turn this off. So right now, it should be meeting all the requirements for stone going in. The stone's not going in because it's getting a redstone signal from the receiver over here. So now if I go back and set this guy to the 14, which is what I want him to be, we should see stone going in here. Nice. And what it's going to do is it's going to automatically pull out the tier 1 orb slate if I turn this off. Nice. And it did. That is awesome. So that's what I wanted to see. So now let's turn the lights off downstairs. And what we should see is mob spawning and getting hurt. And we should be getting LP at this point. Cool. So let's see this guy. Yes, so we're gaining LP. We're probably using a bit. Maybe more than we're getting it? I don't know. We definitely have to upgrade the altar. Instead of having self-sacrifice, we're going to want sacrifice runes here. But then the other thing we should be able to see is if we go home, poof, we should see slates showing up in here. Nice. So we've got 6 blank slates. Cool. So we've got access to the slates that we're doing. So I think what I'd like to do, speed rune requires 2 blank slates. So we might have enough for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's pop home real quick and make some speed runes, shall we? We've got 12 more, so that's literally exactly enough. We just need a little bit more sugar cane. I have a solution to sugar cane. To do, automate sugar cane. There we go, speed runes. Blood magic-y area. This will make the crafting a little bit faster, but obviously keep in mind that because we're increasing the speed at which we craft stuff, we're also going to be increasing the speed at which we use LP, right? So, you know, don't forget that. So that's noticeably faster, right? See how much faster it was to craft these runes? That's awesome. Now, the tier 1 runes are going to be quick, right? Because it only uses 1,000 LP, and we're getting LP quickly. When we get to the tier 2 runes, it's going to slow down. And that's when we'll really be testing our do we have enough liquid setting. Because what will happen is it'll use the LP faster than we're getting it, much faster than we're getting it, at least until we upgrade these self-sacrifice runes to be sacrifice runes. So that is really exciting that that's working as well as it is. I'm very thrilled with this. So we're currently up to 9 blank slates. We have a long way to go until we have 4 stacks. So how about we take a break, and we'll come back in a few minutes when we're at least closer. So I want you guys to know, I'm literally just sitting here minding my own business, and look who came to visit. He's just like, oh, I'm going to see what you're doing, Direwolf. Oh, look, now he left. See? Called him. Called him out on it, Mr. Enderman. What are you even doing here? How did you even get up here? I mean, maybe through this hole in the wall? Are they picking up, like, grass blocks and finding their way? That's like the second hole I found in my wall. Anyway, status update. Almost 2 stacks of blank slates. So we're almost to the point where we're going to start working on reinforced ones. So you know what, guys? I have kind of a neat idea. Let's do this. Let's make... We'll say to craft 3 at a time, because I know it can do that. And that'll be cool. We're going to teach this guy how to make smooth stone. That grass down there is a reminder of what the Endermen are sneakily up to. Cool. So we do have a smooth stone pattern. Let's clear this one out and put the 3 in. So 3 cobble equals 3 stone. So that it always crafts at least 3 at a time. thought I had a smooth stone pattern. I thought that was being weird. I didn't see it in there. Could have sworn I had one. Oh well, totally works now, right? So we can go in here and say stone. And we can craft some, right? 10. Start. And it should go. I think it's in the middle of crafting some sand at the moment, but yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's also make a crafting upgrade, please. In progress. Nice. And we've got an exporter, right? So here's a neat idea that I think would be cool. We're going to run out of smooth stone over here, right? At some point. In fact, it already happened off camera, which is what made me think of this idea. Currently, we've got 64 in there, or 24. What if we made this bottom right corner, instead of being stone, make it smooth stone? Ho ho, wouldn't that be cool? Easily done by taking off the lock for a moment. Removing all the smooth stone and putting, or the cobblestone and putting smooth stone in. Cool. This can go away. So now you're nice. Okay, cool. Beautiful. That's actually neat. So it's actually putting smooth stone in there, which is kind of cool already, but it's just using it as a storage, because remember, this is set as a high priority external storage. But what if we wanted to be super sneaky and smart? And oh good, I brought cables with me. I'm a genius. And we set up an export bus here that was set to export bus smooth stone with a crafting upgrade. So now it says, hey, just keep trying to dump smooth stone into this controller, right? And what it should do is start the crafting process. It should be crafting cobblestone into smooth stone right now and exporting it into the drawer system. So in theory, in a moment, we should see this thing going, right? 1 by 64 times 23. In theory, crafting. Ah, it's currently making glass, that's why. We can just cancel this pattern. There you go. Cool. You should be doing this. Ah, it's looping. It's looping. Oh, it's looping. That's going to be a nuisance. How can I stop that from looping? I got an idea. So we're going to set the external storage to blacklist smoothstone. Cool. And now it should be crafting it? Maybe? So what was happening was extracting it from the external storage to export it into the thing. It was looping, right? So that was a thing that was just happening. That was not fun. So stone, you should no longer be looping. This actually should be working now, and it's not. So that's a thing. Items, mode blacklist, stone. So if we put it on insert only, it would probably behave. So yeah, see what it's doing now? It's crafting it. But we don't want insert only because we want to be able to extract from it. Right? So let's set this to extract and insert, and will you be able to be smart now? Or are you looping again? I figured with the blacklisted smoothstone, because really the only thing that we need smoothstone to access over here is this thing. But I think it's still doing it, isn't it? It is. All right, let me figure out a solution to you. Next solution. Mini chest. Mini chests are great. We'll export to a mini chest, and then we'll phantom face it, right? So that should work. So let's get another phantom face here. Hopefully you guys won't collide with all the things happening. Yay. And please craft. Yay! Good, it didn't break. So what we'll do is phantom face this dude with a mini chest, which can only hold 1 stack at a time, right? So instead of export busing to here, we will export bus to one of these mini chests. You will export bus smoothstone with the crafting upgrade. Cool. So what it should be doing now is crafting smoothstone for us, 3 at a time, remember, and it's putting it in the mini chest. Cool. So this will keep it stocked with cobble. And then we can phantom face. Hopefully the range will work still. So instead of this chest, we will have a phantom face here. Block connected. Nice. Now you should be filling up with smoothstone. Beautiful. How cool is that? And then this thing's running again because we ran out of smoothstone. So this is fully automated now, right? We're producing smoothstone. We're phantom facing to the chest back behind that wall. And we're basically producing an unlimited amount until we run out of cobble of smoothstone. And that is pretty awesome sauce, right? Wonder if I could... I want to make sure you don't pull the cobble out of here. I should put something weird in there that I'll never use or never pull out by mistake. Because I don't want this cobble to ever be removed. He's really just there as an inventory blocker. But that's fine. So I don't have to do any of the other weird stuff I was going to do to make this work with... I was going to make it work with the basic drawer and everything, but I don't think that's really necessary anymore. So we can put away things like you and the chests I don't need anymore. And this chest, and that's cool. So that's good stuff, right? I'm pretty pleased about that. So shortly, this thing should be done. Craft so quickly now. It's not great. Like, boom, craft, boom, craft. That is awesome. All right, we are at 3 stacks plus 42, so we'll be back in a minute. All right, so now we've got 4 stacks of blank slates. So what's going to happen is this thing is going to craft the blank slate, and then it's going to try and extract it, but it totally can't. Why can't it? Because the blank slate storage is full. So see, it's stuck in there. It can't be extracted. So it's going to proceed to the next level of crafting, which will be the tier 2 slate. Cool? And it just did it. See how fast it crafted that tier 2 slate, by the way? That was awesome. So now we've got 6 reinforced slates. And in a moment, we'll have 7. So that's pretty much working exactly the way I envisioned it would, which is cool. I like that. See? 7. 7's a nice number. Let's get... Dude, why are there Endermen up here so much? What is going on? So we're going to want rune. We're going to want the rune of sacrifice, which, hey, uses a reinforced slate. Nice. So we'll get ourselves the magician, or it doesn't really matter. The master's fine too. Doesn't matter which orb you use as long as it's high enough, right? So if we were to pop back to the blood magic area, we'd see that we're burning through LP pretty quickly to make these tier 2 slates. So this is going to make this LP come in faster now. Cool. So it does the same thing that the Rune of Self-Sacrifice does, but for the mobs that we're automatically killing. Makes them be worth more LP every kill, right? Or every time we hit them, which is pretty nice, see? So we're getting like a nice boost. So guys, a little bit of time has passed, and guess what? We're doing pretty good down here. We've got a little bit more than a stack of the reinforced slates. Now the imbued ones are going to be the real painful ones, because they're going to require a lot more LP. Imbued, remember, requires 5,000 LP in addition to the 2,000 for tier 2 and 1,000, so 8,000 total per slate. So that'll probably be a little bit more painful. I did upgrade another line of speed upgrades just to kind of speed things up even faster. But at this point, I don't know that there's going to be much of a difference. But, I mean, it's cruising. It's working. It's doing a nice job, too. With this line of Runes of Sacrifice, we're able to craft those tier 2 runes just endlessly. See, we're not running out of LP at all. We might wind up seeing what happens. Probably the tier 3s will have to wait a little bit. But like I said, those will be slow, but that's okay. This is working. So what I'm going to do is wrap up the episode here, and we'll come back next time. We should have pretty much as much or as many runes as we want, and then we should be in good shape. All I need to do really is test out the turning it off, which I'll test when we get to tier 3. So maybe next episode. For now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Pretty neat and interesting way to automate the slates, if I do say so myself. I'm pretty proud of it because it works great. The only thing I wish I could do is have less than 4 stacks. Like if I can make it 2 stacks or even 1 stack, I'd be happier. I actually messaged the author of Storage Doors and I'm like, hey, maybe you could make an upgrade that like cuts in half the amount of storage possible. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be reasonable, possible, what, but maybe. So maybe that'll be a future add-on, and I can say that was my idea. All right, like I said, wrapping up point, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll be back next time. Plenty more fun stuff to play with. All right, guys, take it easy.